What's going on, JEROME homies? So NFC action is in the books for this blessed Sunday. As watching Sunday Night Football right now, Ravens versus Jaguars. Go over 40.5, please. One time. But overall, some pretty decent news for the Vikings. But recapping the action, so the Buccaneers beat the Packers. Knew it. Buccaneers +3 plus a money line. Woo, woo. Let's go. Giants, whatever. I mean, Tommy DeVito. Well, a Saints player knocked him out for part of the game, so he gets $500 in the bounty. Cool. The Falcons loused to the Panthers. The Commies couldn't come from behind and get it done against the Rams. Whatever. The Niners boat raced the Cardinals, and the Cowboys got smoked. Up in Orchard Park against the Buffalo Bills. Again, yes, the Cowboys beat the crap out of the Eagles, but the Eagles are maybe booty. All right, so the Cowboys have never beaten a good team this year. It happens, man. But as of right, meow, here's how things stack up in the NFC. The Vikings, despite losing to the Bengals, still retain the 6th seed. Now, like we said, don't want to make excuses for them, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. And in the grand scheme of things, especially the road out of conference games are sort of whatever. And it does suck losing to the Bengals and the Broncos. Certainly coulda, shoulda won those games. Also definitely shoulda won the Bears game. And Vikings would have had the NFC North still alive, still an outside chance, but it's dimming, but certainly would have had a lot of breathing room in the wild card chase, but wasn't meant to be, and you got to accept reality on reality's terms. And as of right now, the Vikings are in a 3-way tie at 7-7 with the Rams, and the Saints. Now, it's a weird spot where you almost have to root for the Eagles to beat the Seahawks on Monday night, where that way it would drop Seattle to 6-8 and effectively, to a degree, out of the race. Or at least give the Vikings a game of space. Although, so the Vikings currently in the 3-way tie. So when there's 3-way ties, heads up does not matter. So the Vikings obviously didn't play the Rams, but the Vikings beating the Saints actually doesn't matter in this spot. But it is nice to have that head-to-head. So it comes down to conference record in a multi-way tie. So the Vikings do have the edge at 6-3 versus the Rams at 5-4 and the Saints at 4-5. Now, in a weird way, we need the Buccaneers to win the NFC South, because the Vikings, if it came down to a head-to-head spot, the Vikings obviously don't have that head-to-head against Tampa, but they do against the Saints. So, again, we'll see. If the Vikings win out, take care of their business, they will be good to go. And as of right now, this is how things would shape up. So the Vikings would basically play the Lions 3 times in 4 games, which I say bring it. I said bring it on, man. So looking at the upshots, playoff calculation, whatever. Vikings are currently 52% to make the playoffs, according to them. And here's the thing. Here's what's wild. So let's just take this for a spin. Say for whatever reason the Vikings lose to the Lions. It sucks. Could happen. Vikings beat the Packers, and the Vikings lose to the Lions again. So the Vikings get swept by the Lions, but they beat the Packers. So the Vikings' playoff chances are actually at 59%, pending other action. So as weird as it sounds, I mean, 8-9 could get you into the dance, sure. But of course, the Vikings actually taking care of business. Let's say they do the damn thing at home, and then they split with the Lions on the road. I mean, 99% chance to make the playoffs, in good shape. So that's basically what the Vikings have to do. Where, again, yes, woulda, coulda, shoulda beat the Broncos, the Bears, and the Bengals, and wouldn't have to come down to this. But bottom line, you have 2 home games against divisional foes, one that you've already beaten once by 14 points, and you can punch your ticket to the playoffs. And obviously, if the Vikings you beat the Lions as well, I mean, we can't even get to 9. Oh, there we go, 100%. I was going to say, that's such a Minnesota sports thing that we can't do that. But, the Vikings, to a large extent, control their own destiny, and, the whole thing with the Lions, too. So if the Lions lose at the Cowboys and the Vikings sweep them, oh, look. Oh, looky. Here comes Hooky. Oh, the Vikings do take the division. Yeah. 10-7 split. But, of course, you have the head-to-head. But, yeah. But that's looking too far ahead. Take care of your business against the Lions, and you can really just go from there. And that's what it comes down to. Where do the Vikings deserve to be in this spot? Yes. Yes, they do. Because Not having Kirk Cousins is not an excuse. Not having Justin Jefferson for an extended period of time is not an excuse. You're in this spot, and you easily could have won the Bengals game, except some questionable play calling and the defense collapsing in the fourth quarter didn't allow that to happen. Some questionable play calling at the end of the Bears game certainly didn't help. The defense giving up a touchdown drive and some questionable offensive play calling against the Broncos certainly didn't help. But here we are. Again, take care of your business at home against the Lions and the Packers, and everything else will work itself out. It'll be fine, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings currently still the 6th seed in the NFC after Sunday NFC action. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.